Hello everyone and welcome to today's live event where we'll be focusing on website reviews. So if you want to have your website reviews, please leave it in the comment section. We'll take a look at it as we go. But first we have 4 websites that we're going to look at that are already in the docket. You can see in the description if you want to have your website reviewed, you can join our list. It's a first come first serve based list. So if you want to join it, you can just add your website directly there. So please do that if you want to have your website reviewed in the future. We'll get started in just a moment. We have 4 websites already on the dock today, so very excited to look at those, and we'll get started momentarily. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at our first website for today. This is, oh, still showing the old one. Let me refresh. There we go. This is our first one. This is Wit Photography and Film. Let's go look through their website. They have a nice fun light palette. You can see this, got some nice texture behind it, some nice wallpapering. It's something I definitely recommend for these icons. I love this shade of blue for it, so let's utilize this blue for those titles. I love the background, just playful. It's a very nice playful website, and again, same titles here. You can kind of see the load more is a little lost on here. It's a little blank, so people might not know to click here to see. So just make sure the titles or using that darker tone instead of light tone. It looks fine for your logo, but when it's in the website itself, it can kind of get lost, but this one really stands out. Let the lighter tone be nice for just the borders and like textures and things like that. I think that's very nice, but anything else on the website, make sure you're using the darker tones when possible. As for a homepage, I think it's really well organized. I like that you're utilizing a way for people to see something in a banner format, but not a full banner, because you're still utilizing the texture behind it, so it kind of gives it this nice playful full spread look, so it looks really nice. Definitely think about that. I love the animations that you've included, just kind of makes it a little bit more engaging so people know what to do. So it looks really good, and it's not too, no section's way too long than the other, so that looks good. Overall, I really like what it is doing. Just definitely would make sure that that text is more visible on the home page. Let's jump over to the photo page. Okay, same recommendation here for titles. Make sure you're utilizing that. Oh, we have some new texture introductions. I like the playful ones that you're utilizing here. There's just something nice about that. When we come over here, it just starts to feel a little too stocky in that sense, and it kind of feels alien to the rest of it. I would love to see more space in between it if you're going to utilize this canvas look, but I definitely would like to see you try to utilize maybe an inverted palette. And what I mean by that, let's go back to your first page. You see how the icons are blue and the background is white? What if we inverted that and it was the icons were white and the background was blue for this texture through here? That might make this section really explode and look really nice and textured and feel organic to the homepage experience. I think that's what I would do here, just to add more playfulness to the page and also keeping some type of texture. And then we can have, a little bit more padding in between here. This is very narrow, so I definitely want this section to breathe so people don't lose that. Because which is more important, this or this? So let's make sure that each section kind of has its own weighted balance to it. Definitely would recommend doing that, and same thing with that section as well. Again, making sure that the titles are dark enough to be seen, otherwise they can kind of get lost in there. Yeah, that's what I definitely would recommend for this page. Another thing that I might also recommend is make this left aligned. It doesn't need to be center aligned. Everything's kind of, when something's centered and it's to the left of something, it can kind of make things look a little odd. I don't think it's necessary. It's fine if it's down the middle of the page, but when it's right here, you just make it left aligned. I think it's fine. Let's jump over to your video page. So what I really like what you're doing is you're utilizing a video banner natively right in the system, and it looks organic, looks rich. I really love what you're doing here. It looks really nice to the website. Very good introduction, especially as we are introducing video in here. Something you can do is add a little padding here, maybe use that darker tone just a little bit, because white and this are very close, similar in contrast levels. So the white can kind of get a little lost there. We don't want to lose it. Okay. Now as we go down, we can see we got this nice little section here explaining, highlighted films, home movie edits, things like that that you do. If people want to view films, I'm guessing they can click here, yeah, and watch that film there. I'm guessing these buttons, you might not even need these buttons if they're already doing something. If there's something here that you want to highlight that isn't visible to the page, that can be a little confusing itself. Now we're utilizing color in big bold weights here. Definitely don't recommend doing that. It just feels kind of alien to the rest of the website so far. I, again, would use that inverted palette idea that I mentioned here. Utilize it there. I think that would look really strong. It would feel more native to the page. But I do like the boldness that you're going with here, because at least I can read the text a lot better with this contrast. But it kind of gets lost in here, so I don't really know what weight, what's most important. Is it this $3,000 price point, or is this? That's what we want to make sure is not being taken away from. I like how you break it up though. It looks really nice. Nice texture to the page. I really like the video. It looks really nice, and it'll look good on mobile devices as well. Let's jump over to our next page. We have the About page. I love this. I'm learning a little bit about you. It looks really nice. A little bit of details about both you guys. Yeah, looks really good. Something you could do, you could add that call to action here, that button that's down here. You could add it right here. and then leave that one there. That way you have 2 opportunities for people to book right away. But other than that, it looks really good, and I like the strong use of that color. Looks really nice on these pages. So good job. Let's jump over to contact. Cannot see the title font. Again, that contrast is a little lost here, especially with that textured background. It kind of gets just eaten up in there. Let's make sure that this is visible for your users to see. Because when did you hear about it? Yeah, I don't know. And you can also remove the drop down description as well. If you want to put something there, you could put something like select, which one, something like that. Other than that, it's looking really strong. Let's jump over to the families page. Nice bit of information, nice contrast. Got a nice little video here. Love these images, they look really nice, utilizing that full width. Looks really good. And you got the load more option again. Let's make sure that's more visible. It's okay in this section because we've had such a big bold area, but I definitely would like to see the inverted color. I think it would just match your branding a lot more. And then let's make sure that these descriptors are changed or removed, and make that text darker so we can read the content of the page. So we'll go to a booking page. I'm guessing it is the home page, it looks like. Is that right? Or are you still working on that page? So definitely have that page if you're going to have it. Let's see, there's the blog page. Let's go straight to there. Let's see a blog. Let's see what one of your blogs looks like. Good. I would add a call to action to book with you directly here. Let's check out this one. Same thing on this one. And same thing on this one. Let's let people know that they can blog with you. Or not blog with you, but they can book with you. Other than that, looks like you got a lot of great details in those pages, and it looks like they're pretty strong. Other than that, I also would recommend, you did pick up blogging again last month. Let's try to get another blog in there if possible. And it doesn't have to always be about your clientele. You can talk about expectations, things like that, if you want to just have some blog content in the time being. But other than that, it looks really strong. What recommendations I have? I really like what you're doing. I want to see more of this fun playfulness integrated in there, and again, that inverted tone might look really nice to break up some of those pages. And also make sure that we're using contrasted colors when possible on your pages as well, so we can see text when possible. And yeah, I like what you're doing. And then make sure that these are doing something that you intend them to do. Right now they just seem to be doing that. And then fix this section as well. I think it could be a little bit more attractive, even if you use this solid darker blue shade through it, or you can utilize that fun texturing idea that I mentioned before. But overall, great job. I think, Hannah, you're doing great. Keep it up. All right, let's jump over to our next website. Our next website, Dana Klein. Let's see what we got here. Park City Fine Art Photography. So we got this. Big bold. Okay. Where we're located at. We got a little video talking about the storytelling aspects, scheduling consultation. Oh, don't need that text there, but we've got a nice rollover effect there. That looks good. Latest blog post. Keeping up blogging. Great job on that. It looks good. And where you've been seen at. Locations, that sort. Looks good. I might even break this part out and bring it towards the footer. Put it in the footer possibly. This might be something you might want to put these badges like this there. Just to break it up, or bring it to the bottom of the page at least. It looks like you got your welcoming message down at the bottom. So you kind of got a mixture of it twice on here. One's probably trying to be a little bit more SEO inclined, I believe. Looks pretty good. Park City Family Photographer, who you do, Park City, Utah, and making sure it doesn't, just trying to make sure it doesn't oversay it. Looks fine. Looks like overall you have it good. What else I might recommend for this homepage is, I see what style of photography you do, and you have this here, family portraits and child portraits. You could add a secondary navigation point where people just click and go directly in here versus relying on them to click directly on these here or going to the menu. Just a suggestion, you might want to do a secondary navigation, much like how these could be that, clicking for families, portraits, etc. So just something I could recommend on that page, but overall looks good. Let's jump over to your me page, about you. Let's make this shorter, or not shorter, but you can shrink this text down just a little bit. Keep it in H1, but make it a little bit smaller so it can bring you up higher. Overall looks good. You got multiple colors of buttons on here. I don't know if that's intentional or not, if this goes to a different gallery or not, but it looks like you utilize the lighter blue in some cases, and then a medium blue, and then a darker shade of blue. So just figuring out which call to actions is the most important. I like this shade of blue because it just sticks out on the page a lot more. The other ones can kind of get subdued and look a little bit like the other tones. So definitely recommend updating your call to actions to kind of all have the familiar button color when possible. All right, let's jump over to your portfolio. Let's go to your children section. Got a rotating banner here at the top. Looks good. A little bit of testimonial commentaries. Okay, so we're letting the customers tell their experience. Something that you could do, and it might be in some of these other pages, but something you could add here is a little context to like what you're doing and how your artistic side is coming out when it comes to creating these portraitures. Talking about their passions, but how are you making those passions come to life? Exploring those types of things and how you're going to enrich the experience and things like that. I think that's something you can do, and guess what? That'll make you unique when it comes to the types of stories that you're telling. Storybook, portraits and things like that might be something worth mentioning here just for context for SEO purposes. But other than that, it looks really good. Let's jump over to your families. Yeah, like luxury family photography. That's a good way to describe that. Then we're seeing it already in homes, which is a really nice way to do that. Something you could do is, besides that, we got this rotating banner here at the top. I want to see more photos of just the photos itself versus just being all in there. We're talking about the experience, what's it's going to look like, and we see the experience, what it looks like complete. But just a little bit, walk us through it. Give us an explanation of how you come apart, when creating these types of sessions. All right, let's jump over to investments. I like that. Nice little headline at the top. The investment. So yeah, the storyteller option, again, I think this looks really good. You could probably use some of those details on that other page when possible too. And yeah, so you have that for this one. It looks good. You can see an example. Cool. Very nice. So definitely think that's worth looking into. It's just adding a little bit more details. And if you want to, you can add an image next to each section just to make this a little bit more engaging for eyes. But other than that, it looks very good. I like how you're walking people through it and going from there. Looks good. All right, let's jump over to how it works. Nice, got a little walkthrough. Delivery and installation. I love it. Looks great. This is a great walkthrough, and I love how it ends with the nice book a session down at the bottom. So that looks really good. FAQ. Now this is the one time we use this color. It's really bold and it's different. You could make it use a different shade of that blue, but I kind of don't mind. I like it. It's different. It's bold enough, and it seems like it's important. And you don't have a ton of frequently asked questions, which is great. So it feels organic. It feels good enough. All right, let's take a look at here. This section looks really nice. Got some information. We're looking at all the types of prints that you have, the collections. What else we got? We got some video. You have one video that's unavailable, so you might want to remove that or see what's going on with that video. If I were to click here, you can purchase, purchasing setup, quantity, as many as they want. Looks good. Great job. Really like what you're doing. Some really unique stuff here. Really cool. All right. Let's take a look at this. Looks good. Overall, really solid pages. Anything different I would do? No, I think, you know, they're straight to the point, and the details here they can pick in there as well. So I think this is good. If anything, you could maybe add a little bit more details here on what these prints, you know, are, how they're done. You can see the open edition images are signed by the artist and unnumbered and printed on smooth paper, but you might just want to go into about the collection itself. All right, let's check out my book. Straight to the point. People can order directly from you, get it on Amazon, and a little bit of information about it. Looks great. Awesome. What would I do here differently? Not much. I think this works out really well. You can buy it here or purchase on Amazon. Simple enough. Check out press. You can make this just, you don't even need the, you can just remove the news and just make it press here at the top. See all this here. Things to consider, you know, we have this long list. You might want to break it up at some point because it's all going to see how all these things kind of get crushed together. So you might just want to organize it slightly differently right now, because eventually you'll get this long icicle index of things, and then everything kind of squishes together, so it's kind of difficult to read. So you might just want to make things listed out in one long section. That way it might work out better for you. But other than that, it looks great. It's just having that type of information. Here, looks good. Simple enough. Simple enough. So overall, Dan, I really like what you're doing with your website. I think there's a few things you could do structurally that are really easy to fix, like making all your call to actions the same color. You could bring this section down to the lower half, or even possibly just be in the footer itself. And maybe add a secondary navigation part right in here so people can click directly to the style of photography they're trying to get to. Then you have these sections here. You know, I think this looks really good, but again, the call to action could be a different color if you wanted to. And if we click here, where's this taking us to? Anywhere different? Nope. So yeah, I think that's something that we'll really look into. Adding some a little bit more context to some of these pages as well could just make the who, what, when, where, why they should choose you, and make you a little bit more unique when people are looking for something different. So you could literally write that, you know, I take family and children photos different. I do something different with them. So something like that you could add into that context. You know, we're changing it into just being portraits into fine art. Some type of context in that. Other than that, it looks really good. I would just add a little bit of imagery with it and spruce up some spots here and there, especially on the news page. I think that could be really cleaned up a little bit. Other than that, looks good. If you have any questions, reach out to our team. We'll be happy to assist you. All right, let's jump over to our next website. This is Carrie's website. So let's see what she's got going on. Got a nice rotating banner here at the top. Nice family photos. Looks good. Big section of text. Let's read through it some. Okay. Carrie's an international award-winning master photographer and photographic craftsman, the only master photographer and photographic craftsman in this area. So, you don't have to mention this twice. You could say Carrie is an international award-winning master photographer and photographic craftsman, the only in Cape area. You don't have to mention this section twice. It just gets repetitive. But things like that you want to be aware of, because when Google is looking at that stuff, it's looking at things to say, this sounds alien, so let me not show this website. So SEO purposes, think about ways you can truncate some of this and clean it up. I think it could be revised in that nature. That way you're not going through the the what we call you don't want to get no SEO blips that are telling you not to showcase you. So definitely something to consider. All right, let's roll through. It's a big call now, big call to action. Could definitely utilize darker text here. Kind of gets a little washed. It looks fine on white, but when it gets on something textured that's about the same tone, it kind of gets lost. Well, very simple overall, very clean, very straight to the point. Got the pricing right away, so I think it looks good. Something that I would do, I love how much contrast is here, but if you add text to anything, if your opacity, background opacity, overlay opacity is set to white, it's going to wash it out a little bit. So I definitely would set it to a darker tone, and it'll just kind of keep that contrast there that first image had, so it'll look really nice and strong. Something I would definitely recommend. All right, let's jump over to the About page. Good bit of information. Not too long, not going too low. Looks good. Jumping right over to you. Yeah, simple enough. Very easy. Something you could do is add more directions if you want them to go somewhere else on your web page, but the contact us kind of also helps, so there's no dead end. So something to consider though in the future. Looks good overall. Let's jump over to the investment page, showcasing what it can look like in their home. Session fees. I would definitely put like the dollar symbol here so they understand what currency factor. Some people might not know this, and Google might not recognize that as a monetary value. Okay. Cool incentive. That's pretty neat. You could add call to action here at the bottom to drive them where you want them to go next. Viewing your gallery or booking right away. Definitely recommend doing that. Let's check out the types of galleries you got. You got newborn. And there's nothing else written on this page. Something you could do is add a little context at the bottom of the page. You could add secondary navigation option where people could then, go to the next one, which would be children or tweens and seniors. You could do your next three after that if you wanted to keep that going, or you could add a contact form or button to book with you directly on that page. That would be something I recommend, so there's no dead end at the bottom of any gallery page. I'll make that recommendation before I see any other page on here. If you're not doing that already, let's check it out. Again, we have something here about children, but we're also straight to the end, a dead end. So I definitely recommend having that option, adding a little context to the page so when people are searching for children photography in your location, that it's being discovered possibly through this page first before they get to your home page. It's just going to help with SEO purposes and make you more explored. Good photos, same recommendation. Great photos. Oh, we got a video, very cool. More seniors, so you have even more seniors. So you have it even deeper, which I guess this goes to that page. You have seniors outside. So you have a luxury experience about that. So you might need to let people know this is the senior experience page. Jump over to the families. Same recommendations. Again, you could add some details beyond there. You can add more about, are you looking for business branding for your entire company? Reach out to me. I can do headshots for everyone in your company and promotional branding shots as well. So make sure that context is there as well, and having those options for people to book you as well would be good to have on here. Check out destination. Same recommendations here. Add some details about which destinations that you travel to, if you're able to explore more, or if they're predetermined ones that you take photography at. And is this something that you travel for other customers, or that you take your current clients to? You can talk about the awards themselves, which ones these apply to, how you've been recognized throughout the years. Anything to build up any of that recognition. Jump over to pets. Again, same recommendation, just add some more details so we understand the context for when people are searching for pet photography, they discover you first. All right, jump over to seniors, this page, the senior experience page. Good bit of detail here. I'm guessing these are for different location galleries. Okay, pretty cool. Session details. Okay, so some things that we can do on this, I think we can restructure this a little bit. This hold your spot is a little kind of very small right here. Kind of feels like it's going at a triangular shape, which is fine in most cases we're trying to get to, but then we have the rest of the page to explore. It just kind of feels alien to this right here as a landing page. Only 50 seniors, that's what you want to do. Book now, bring it up here, put it here, book your spot right in here. I think that would look a little bit better. You could also have that at the bottom of the page if you needed to for this experience, because it looks like you have it here anyway, but this looks like for a different scenario. So we just want to make sure that it's not getting lost in there. We can see the investment here for luxury experience. Then we have your only 50 seniors a year. So it's like a lot of ways of saying the same thing. So what's the most important thing we want to tell them? From here I see like great information, only 50 seniors are done, book now. But then before we get to this booking option, maybe we want to talk about the session details, bring that up higher, tell them about the experience itself. Then you can showcase the types of experiences that you have available. And then you can reiterate at the end, either with this, be one of the 50, you can have it as a purchase option there, or you could jump right into your form option if that's what you prefer. So at least it seems a little bit more directional, because right now, at being at the top, there's so much below it. I'm like, well, where was the thing that you wanted me to do? Also, is this more important than the other thing? Because there's also an experience being talked about here. Is this the same experience? On our Senior Style Investment Magazine. So now we're asking for multiple things. So this might not even be warranted here. It might need to be somewhere else. It might be better if it was like in a section like this, where it's like a call out from here versus it taking up, I would say, majority of the page just from this form. It could have it like interested in our styling guide magazine, click here, and then it takes them over to a thing to fill out, and then they get it that way. Just some things to recognize to make this page a little bit more structured. All right, let's jump over to the fine arts. We have some stuff here. Got Santa Claus. And then booking Santa sessions. Now, this is obviously booking for this year. So you're already got it set up for this year. It looks good. Some things that I might want to do is there's a lot of white. What I might recommend is just adding a touch of color. You might be able to do gray blocks or something like that, just to make this page not feel like a run-on. There's so much text going on in certain areas that it can be a wall of text to some people. So you can break it up. You have the images there, but a little bit of color. You can even utilize some of that Santa tones through here if you wanted to. Maybe a little bit of red if you wanted to for these blocks of areas, just to make this page feel a little bit more festive and also digestible for readers. Get down here, looks good. This kind of is a little light. Might definitely want to make that a little bit brighter. And then we have here, this is like fill out the form if you're interested in a Santa session. And then right after that, we have a booking opportunity. So I would definitely recommend having one or the other, because you should be able to book if it's not available yet. Looks like it's not available yet. So you might want to go ahead and have those dates here so people can go ahead and book with you versus doing it through here. Choose one or the other. That's definitely what I would do. Nice little bit of detail. Looks good. Again, we're just getting a little centered. I think it needs to be left aligned. And then have the options to book directly there as well. There's no call to action on this page, so give something to people to do on this page. Legacy location. Oh, definitely left align it. Great looking photos. What I would recommend here, again, there's no booking option on this page, so I definitely recommend adding somewhere a call to action for that. Painted portraits, you're going to have more information about this soon. Okay. Okay, easy enough, looks good. Book now. This sends us to Acuity, so free people can do it there. Go to our blog. Let's take a look at that. Oh, you just started blogging again, so that's good. Keep it up. Keep more blogs coming. Let's take out the most recent one. I would break this up in the future if you do more. Break this up. It's a lot of text. It's a wall of text. People are just going to scroll to here anyway. People don't read as quickly as we hoped. Everything has to be skimmable. That one's slightly different, but let's see if one's got more actionable. You got a senior. Yep, click here. That's good. You got a call to action, and you can use buttons when possible too, just so they pop out a little bit more. Definitely would add call to actions to book with you when possible. So Carrie, just looking at some stuff overall, it looks like you got some great ideas. Just some things need to be reconfigured slightly just to make them a little bit more attractive, but also just to make it a little bit easier and digestible for the user experience. Adding a splash of color here and there is going to help elevate the page itself so it's not completely on white at all times. And then adding context to these pages for the galleries especially, it's going to help it with the search functionality. You could be a newborn photographer, but there's no details on any of these pages about your newborn photography, your children, tweens, seniors, you name it. How do people find you and discover you? You're putting a lot of weight on this homepage, doing a lot of work and hoping that it fulfills all these. But you can only do so much. Since you do so much type of photography, it's only so much you can say on the home page. So we want to make sure that's going to help you be discovered. So definitely would recommend just thinking about how you could include more SEO when possible. You have our PhotoBiz AI to assist you in those sections when you need it, but you can also reach out to our team and our services when you need it as well for SEO purposes. Other than that, looks great overall. Just keep those little tweaks, and if you need any extra assistance, reach out to our team. We'll be happy to assist you. All right, let's take a look at our last website for today, Rochelle's Rico's Photography. So let's see. So I got a large photo here, rotating top. I got a lot of air right here. I definitely would scoot this up, maybe just reduce this by about 20%, 25, 30%. That way it's more like this below it. It's just way too much at the top. Great bit of information about you. What I would do here kind of just ends. I would add a call to action where you want to go next. Where would you like to happen next? So let's jump over to wall art collections, and you can see you have all caps home. Everything else is standard case. I definitely would pick one or the other. So we have this types of photography. I can't tell what this is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be view gallery. So make sure that these buttons are clickable, but also make sure the words are clickable when possible. Same for this one. Okay. This looks fine overall, but we want to see more of those types of photography that you're doing. Same thing with this as well. You might want to utilize more portrait styles if you wanted to go down the side like that. And then for this portraiture, you might want to have call to actions. Right now, it's light on information because I don't know where you want me to see, where you want me to go. So I definitely would make sure that you have those buttons active because right now they do not currently work. And if you want something to happen here, definitely would recommend that. And then your contact page. So you have a very long contact page that some of this information could be relegated to the home page, or you're an about page or something like that, or an investment page. This page is kind of doing a little bit of both. So I definitely would say maybe make an investment page that can be about the why heirloom wall art. Let's make it happen. And then you could have the let's connect on social media below the contact form. I think having this information, your contact details, right at the top would definitely what I would put here. It's much more important, and when possible, try to utilize more than the photos that we've already seen. Try to utilize some different ones that we might have not seen yet. Definitely would put that here at the top, and then again, creating an investment page would probably do you good. I think that would help in the long run. So I think you're just maybe getting started, and that's what I'm hoping to see that you can do is like little tweaks here and there. If you want to, you can reach out to our support team. They'll be able to assist you. But we also have a service that you might want to utilize, which is our coaching service as well. What you can do in 1 hour, it's going to blow you away. It's really easy, and I'll talk about those details now. Overall, everyone, you got a great website. Just some things need to be tweaked here and there to really make it perform best. Now let's talk about some things that we've got going on. Check out our blog.photobiz.com for more details about that. You can see what's been released recently and our what's new in March 2025. We got a lot of great new releases coming up through April and for May. But if you need any extra help, we have some new blog posts such about like how PhotoBiz AI and email marketing work together and how that can elevate your business, how to even utilize AI for help, what to do when it comes to these things. If you don't know how to utilize it, here's some ways that can suggest it, ways it can help you. It can help you get keywords instantly, it can optimize page titles, content creation, to get technical SEO advice, and utilizing friendly and costly effective things. So definitely want to talk about how you can utilize it more. If you need a guide for any of that, you can click here. If you want to get started with SEO, you can utilize it here. Click here, learn more about how you can use PhotoBiz AI for your SEO strategy, what types of prompts to make and stuff like that. So this is going to help you walk through setting up a lot of that. But you can see we got tons of great content coming out that you can always follow here at our blog.photobiz.com. You can subscribe to it or get it in your, if you're already a client, check out your weekly tip emails. A lot of stuff comes directly from here. It's going to help make you a better website webmaster at the end of the day, and we want to make sure that that's what's helping you get more clients. And if you go to education.photobiz.com, you can check out again upcoming events that we have. You can click here, you can read about all the events. Today we're doing website reviews, but next week we'll be focusing on one of my favorites, mini sessions, and setting up for that. So if you want to make a landing page, if you need to create a calendar, if you need to create email marketing stuff, this is going to be a core time to work on that, and you're going to see this and how we can make an entire thing within 60 minutes, how you can utilize this strategy for your own business. The week after that, we'll be focusing on website reviews. Ask me anything again about PhotoBiz AI, and then website reviews again, and then we'll be talking about website animations and how they can increase sales. How is that possible? Well, you have to stick around for that. Then again on website reviews, and then ending out May, we'll be talking about one of our brand new features coming soon, pre-designed blocks, how it's going to revolutionize how fast you can build with your website. Again, you can click on the coaching tab here, and I recommend this for anyone that might need some extra assistance but don't want to spend a lot of money. Coaching is perfect for that. 1 hour, 150 bucks. We can do a whole lot in that time period. You'll work with me or someone in my coaching team. So if you need any help with design, e-commerce and client galleries, marketing, forms and contracts, SEO, or just getting started in general PhotoBiz, we're going to help you and get you on your feet in no time so you don't have to worry about it. You just tell us what you're looking to do, and right then and there, our team members will walk through and do it for you so you don't have to worry about any of that. Set up yourself. Really great stuff that we got going on. Again, you can check out the upcoming events, and if you ever need to reach out to us, You'll see this in the bottom right corner of your control panel. Click here and you can talk to our team right away. They'll be able to assist you with anything that you got going on. You can live chat with us and you can call us anytime as well. So I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. Again, if you had your website reviewed and you have any comments or questions, please reach out to our team that will be happy to assist you. Otherwise,